welcome to something a little bit different. So I've just finished doing the recording for Crystal Caves, and having just done that and Duke Nukem, I kind of wanted to take a little bit of a break and do something a little different, and not do another full Let's Play straight away, but kind of try something else in between. So this is not going to be sort of a typical video. It's just going to be sort of me messing around with something, and in this case, I'm messing around with Activision Anthology Remixed for the PC. I first got this game on PS2, but it wasn't my first exposure to all the games. It was my first exposure to a lot of the games, but I didn't have an Atari 2600 growing up. I don't think I even knew anyone who did. Might have played one once at like a friend or family member's house, but definitely wasn't a part of my childhood, so I had very little nostalgia for any of these games. The first I ever sort of saw of them was in a thing for Windows 95 called the Activision Action Pack. This compilation, which came out in the 90s, and I got it as part of a bundle that came with that, Pitfall Man Adventure, and Shanghai Great Moments, which are all wonderful products, and I probably didn't appreciate all of them to the same level at the time, but now looking back, I can really appreciate all of them. So this was my first exposure. There was 15 games in that. All of them are represented here in the anthology. And it was sort of one of my first exposures to Atari 2600 gameplay and the sort of games that you got on it, which I thought was really interesting. So my earliest games were things like Commander Keen, and so gameplay was already kind of complex. So even for then, I kind of became a bit of a retro gamer because these games really appealed. Some of them more than others. Later on, when I got my PS2, one of the first games I got for it was Activision Anthology. And eventually I got the remix edition for the PC. So let's try some games. First, before we do, I just want to say how much I love the menu interface of this game with its faux wood grain, everything, the bedroom setup. There's a lot of great stuff about this game. This version on PC has more content than the console versions as well, so it's really cool. You can set sound options, which include choosing a radio station, which contains a wide array of really excellent licensed music, which I can't play you a second of because my video would be copyright struck like that. But it is something very special. There are a lot of great 80s classics, and in this PC version, you can also put your own music into it and put a playlist in of MP3 or OGG or WAV files, this came out in 2003. That's a pretty nifty feature for then. Especially as, like, at the time, you wouldn't have been wanting to try and play this and a media player on your computer at the same time. So it does give you that sort of in-game media player capability. At the moment, my boombox, if I had the volume up, would actually be playing Bat Out of Hell for you, which I have added into it. So let's look at some games. And we're going to start with Spider Fighter. And it gives you all sorts of great bits and pieces to check out. The game box, the manual. Let's see what we can do here. If I can remember how you do it. Play the cartridge. I think there is a way to read the manual. Hold on. Yes, there we are. So this gives you the full manual, not just instructions on the game, but also the notes from Larry Miller, the guy who originally made the game. And that was one of Activision's big things. They were the first third-party studio, and they were basically founded to ensure developers got given credit. When they broke away from Atari, one of the main reasons they did so was because they were receiving no credit and no actual royalties for their games. And it's a really terrible thing that led them to say, you know what, stuff it. We're putting in a lot of the work. We are making Atari a lot of the money, and Ray Kassar famously told them that they were as important to the company as the guy who put the games in the box. So he pretty much shot himself in the foot there, I think. Right, we are going to give this one a go. This is one of my favorites. So Spider Fighter is a very simple shooter. Some would argue perhaps too simple. In your better games, I wouldn't have lost a life there, but oh well. So you just need to get to the end of each wave, shooting the little hives before they steal the fruit. If you make it through a wave without losing any lives, you get bonus points. If you lose a life, you get a new life. Wow, I'm doing badly today. I've got this set up, so the game has, this version of the game has a few interface issues. One of which is you can only control the menu with keyboard. You can set the games to use a gamepad, and I've got the games set to use my Logitech F310, which is my gamepad of choice. Maybe I should see if I can get it to work with a more traditional Atari style joystick. I've got a digital quick shot around here somewhere. That'd be close to era appropriate. So yeah, this is Spider Fighter. It is, as I said, really simple. It's a nice little arena shooter, but the enemies are unpredictable. There's a lot of crazy movement and stuff. It's definitely got its charms. And I got very addicted to it for a while. Nope. So yeah, the spiders are much more dangerous, and if you destroy the hive before destroying all of its spawn, then whatever spawn is left will turn into spiders. Whereas everything else moves vaguely predictably. Oh, come on, come on. Oh, I missed a lot. Oh, and sometimes I swear it doesn't pay attention to your controller input. And I lost a piece of fruit. So, yeah, the spiders and their allies are trying to steal the fruit at the top right of the screen, and your objective is to stop them. And, ideally you'll do it a bit better than I'm doing it. So yes, a great little game, and as I said, very simple, but fun in its own right. And if you like a little arena shooter, there are definitely worse choices you could make. Let's have a look at one of the genuine classics. Where are we? River Raid. Again, the beautiful manual, the box and art. Activision did some very good and very deliberate branding on their games. You could always tell an Activision game just from the box. It was a sign of quality. So this is Activision. This is H.E.R.O made this, I want to say. I'm hoping I've gotten the right name there. And yeah, this is River Raid. So again, a shoot 'em up. You just sort of cruise up the river, firing on everything. The fuel is a risk versus reward thing. If you fly over the fuel, it refuels your plane, and your plane does need fuel. If you shoot the fuel, it's worth a lot of points. And there is sort of an art you can get into of refueling and then shooting. But yeah, it's designed to give you something to think about. Okay. I've unlocked the cloud cover gameplay mode. I wonder if that means the enemies get cloud cover or if I get cloud cover. I probably shouldn't have blown up that fuel. Oh! I need to go a little further across. So I played this a lot on both the original Activision Action Pack and on Commodore 64 when I got one. This was a game that came with it on cartridge, I think. I don't remember loading it from disc or tape, so I think it must have been on a cartridge. Yeah, this and Pitfall were two Activision games that I had on... I definitely had Pitfall on cartridge. Oh, I thought I was going to make that. So this is one that, yeah, you get better with practice. I have played it before a bit, but I am way out of practice at all of these. So I'm definitely not claiming to be a Activision expert here. Just bringing back some memories. It was really interesting to see Activision sort of, when I was younger, they went from being this relic of the past. You know, they made Atari games, and you saw their name on things like the Action Pack and Pitfall, which was a remake, and they had started sort of coming back into prominence in the 90s. Games like Excalibur, Xenon, there were several games that they started this sort of slow comeback with. But suddenly in the 90s, they turned a corner and became huge. Out of nowhere, it seemed. Like, suddenly they were publishing a lot of the big games, things like Quake 2 and some huge commercial games that they basically came out and went from, yeah, being a relic of the past. Let's see what cloud cover mode... Oh, my lord. Maybe we shouldn't have seen what cloud cover mode looks like. Yeah, they went from being a relic of the past to being this hugely important company again almost overnight. Of course, now they've merged with Vivendi and have formed Activision Blizzard. The tragedy is now that Activision, in recent years, has really gone down the tubes. Although no more so than other gaming companies. Like, it's just all become so... Like, they basically hired a whole bunch of people from packaged food industry and, like, said to try and take the artistry out of games, because making art games, like, or making artistic games potentially is going to cost you a lot of money, and like that's what they're trying to avoid, is you make a game that sells to everyone cheap. H.E.R.O's Guide to Rescue Etiquette. Peril is my middle name. Roderick H.E.R.O here, presumably Roderick Peril H.E.R.O. H.E.R.O to my associates. President and Chief Executive Officer of H.E.R.O Inc., H.E.R.O Inc., inviting you to join me in tackling a tricky maze of mineshafts rife with the kind of danger we daring types only dream of. So, making ready. Do follow these simple instructions. There's a good fellow. Oh, that's gold. So yeah. This is H.E.R.O. Another one I played a bit. And yeah, it's about rescuing people from a mine. This is the patch that you can get. Most Activision games you could send away for a patch with if you showed a photo of your high score. And in this game, you can earn them. And they go up on your pin board. John Van Ryzen. So doesn't need to be right next to a wall to blow it up. So yeah. This is H.E.R.O. This is a really interesting game. You are basically descending through a series of caves. Well, a series of mines, actually. They were going to be caves, but the Atari 2600 couldn't really do caves satisfactorily. It's a bit blocky. But mines are nice and square, and there's a decent reason for people to be down them. Oops. Yep, that is the right one. No, it's not the right one. Can I go back up? Yes, I can. Okay, cool. No, it was as right as either of them. Maybe I need to drop some dynamite. I can't remember what the solution to that puzzle is, actually. It's been so long since I've played this. So yeah, it's a simple game, but very fun in its own way. Ugh, bloody lanterns. No, I can't go that way without losing a life, apparently. I should have gone left. So there's some trial and error involved here, apparently. Let's try not to get hit by that snake. Oh, lava. Some nice gravity-defying lava, but lava nonetheless. Let's give it one more go. You know, it'd be nice is some save states. So I'm curious how I'm meant to solve the puzzle in the next level. Probably read the manual would be the answer to that question. Oh no, of course. Blow up the wall. Walls are, after all, a mere inconvenience to our hero. I feel silly for not having thought of that before. Okay. Can I... Yeah, no. Maybe I could have blasted my way all the way through that other wall. Oh. Let's try not to blow ourselves up with the dynamite next time. Alright. Let's at least get past level 5. The flying controls are pretty awkward. Oh, I thought I had the timing there. No, no good. Oh well, so that's H.E.R.O. That's going to do it for this part, but join me next time and we'll play a couple more games. I hope you're enjoying having a look at the Activision Anthology remix.